You know, there's an irony in this world where everybody looks around and they all think that everybody else has their life put together. And you yourself are feeling like this complete imposter where you are thinking of, I can't be as good as everybody else. They're so much better than me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so I don't know what I'm just like, I'm a complete mess. I'm a giant disaster. And you look at everybody else. And then everybody else looks like, oh, well, they're high and mighty and everybody is put together. Funny thing is everybody feels like this unless you are, unless you have some, whatever, some sort of weird personality traits that are, just kind of unusual. But I think a lot of people, not everybody, I guess a lot of people feel like this all the time when they're looking around and they're thinking like everybody has their life together. I want you to look around one day. I want you to think about two different things when you're doing this. Like everybody else has their life together. Think about the number of people that actually put their hand up or do something that is putting their self out there. I see this all the time, right? Like I see this in classrooms all the time. There is a lot of people that will never put themselves out there because they fear what everybody else is, what they're all going to say. And so it's like the majority of everybody, right? There's only like the odd one or two people that will like go out there and they're kind of just, unusual in some sort of way. Most people are really, they're scared, right? They don't want to put their hand out there and somebody slapping on their hands or laughing at them or people saying that they're really silly or stupid and all those kind of things, right? Like that is completely natural. So think about that. Number of people that kind of like go and do something very quickly. It's very, very small. The other thing I want you to look at is even the people that are, that you would consider as like your role models or elites or whatever that is. Look at those folks and see their stress reactions that often happen, right? So you could see this a lot in people that are famous or politicians. You see stress reactions all the time, and that's because that they are feeling the same way that you feel. And it's not until you actually point out and look at this that you start realizing, oh my God, everybody is insecure. Everybody else is feeling the same way that I'm feeling. I feel like I am no good. They feel like they're no good. So here's the thing, what is it that you can do to sort of change that? Well, you can't really change that because that's who you are. But here's the thing, what you can do is just repeatedly keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. So if you saw me on the street, right? Like right now, I'm okay talking to some sort of a camera on my phone on a cereal box is literally what I'm doing. But Shreddies, by the way, it should be in the United States. Damn it, Post, why aren't you selling Shreddies in the United States? Okay, so I can talk to a phone pretty good, right? Like I can do that, but as soon as I have a conversation, there's more than 5 people that are in the space. I feel very anxious and nervous too. I feel like I'm really weirdo in many different ways. First time I go, and every class, it hasn't changed. I've been doing this for years now. The first time I actually talk to my class, that class, I'm really nervous. I feel very anxious. And you're just like, I don't know what to do with myself, right? Like I want to run away and go cry. Just like everybody else feels, right? Like I want to go hide in a corner and go cry and not do these particular things that I am forced to do. So how do you get over that? You just keep doing it, right? Like you just kind of go through it. So you might not want to get that first job, or you feel like I'm not good enough for that job, right? So you might want to become a doctor, for example, and you think that, hey, I'm not good enough to become a doctor. I'm really not there. Screw it, just do it. Like, that's it, right? Like everybody feels like that. Everybody feels like that. Everybody else. And if they are looking around, they look all confident and smug and stuff, they probably are unusual. They've got some strange personality traits. In fact, that's my tell now. When I look around the room, right? And in many rooms, I look around, I look at, okay, who looks smug? Or, who is acting smug in some sort of way. That is my tell to say that they have some really insecurities, some things that have happened to them that I should be nervous about, because they're kind of like imagine people as animals, right? Or as dogs, right? If you look at dogs, you can kind of, they tell, like they have a lot of tells about what's going on, right? Like if they're stressed or anxious, you don't realize it until you're older, but you start seeing those things that people have a lot of tells that come out, and realize that with people that they have a lot of tells as well, right? So confidence, an over exuberant amount of confidence that you see, often it's probably because they have some really strong insecurities inside. So they're more likely to, deal with a couple of, some issues that are going on. They just had to put on that, they had to put on that thick skin and get going and doing it, or that they were, I don't know if they were naturally born like that, but, realize that kind of stuff goes on. Is coping mechanisms that we have, right? We're all kind of little kids and we're running around the room. You forget about that, right? As you get older, you forget that we're all a bunch of little kids running around the room, and we've just kind of like matured into bigger things. So, I want to tell you, don't be afraid to go do some really cool things. We all feel completely insecure, no matter who you're talking to. I feel like a mess. If people leave negative comments on this video, I'm going to be like, you're explicitive. I don't like you. But I got to take a step back and say, hey, wait a minute. Those people are actually feeling really bad for themselves. That's why they do that, right? Like they are not nice. They're not dealing with good things in their head, and they are being mean to everybody else. It is the natural reaction for you to be like, they're a bad person. But wait a minute, they are actually dealing with all of this crap that's going on in their head, and they're messed up. Nobody in the right mind is going to be mean to other people if they didn't have a lot of issues going on in their head, right? It's a reaction that we have to deal with some of these things. And it's hard to deal with like the stress of the moment, so that they end up writing or doing really nasty things. It's taken me years and years and years and years and years to think about how to think about this. So don't be afraid of you feeling like, all of those kind of things. They're processing a lot of crap, and they're going to be mean to you. So don't take that in the wrong way if they are mean to you, right? Know that they're dealing with stuff. And really take that in. And some people will be jerky no matter what. And even, they are dealing with stuff and they're jerky to you. Well, then just avoid them and go do your thing. Like, screw it. Your life is too short to deal with that kind of stuff. So that's all I wanted to say is everybody feels the same way that you feel. And you could do this. You just got to step up and go do it day in and day out, and just expose yourself. Not expose yourself like open up your shirt or your trench coat kind of thing, but like go and do good things, and repeatedly do those things. I know you can do it. You got this. All right, take care. Bye.